رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Assalamu alaikum, brothers, respected elders, and I want to begin firstly with just the recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amen. The reason why I recite it to you first is firstly because it's a very familiar surah. It's not like any other surah that when you hear it anywhere, any of us brothers, we can correct that. If we're in a masjid and he says Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Awalim or something, right, which is just another alternative plural, you'll all think, I can spot this mistake. So this is something that is common to every single Muslim, that we know about how to recite, or we know about Surah Al-Fatiha. But a lot of us, we don't necessarily recite it correctly at the beginning, when we first start out, when we're learning tajweed. And that's why the rule for tajweed is kulla harfin haqquhu mustahiq. Every harf has its haqq, yeah, wa mustahiq, and it is deserving. This is the rule of tajweed. So it's just as an advice that this is an aini duty, the opposite of a kifaya duty, meaning that you cannot rely on anyone else's tajweed for your own recitation. So this is something that we should maybe look into. But tajweed lessons are not what we're here for, right? So what we want to look at is Surah Al-Fatiha, and I'll start with a disclaimer that I can no way cover firstly what I've learned, for what I've remembered, also for what I don't know, which is vast about this surah. And from my own efforts, I have to say that whenever you try to study the ijaz of the Quran, the miraculous nature of the Quran, it leaves you exhausted. Wallahi, that's all I can say. That for every harf, there's so much detail, so much tahleel and analysis that it's just exhausting. And I want to look at the beginning, when we look at the Basmala. Yeah, I want us to look at the Basmala, because this is considered by some as part of Surah Al-Fatiha, though majority of the scholars, because the Prophet ﷺ said that I have been sent to fight the people until they say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. For this reason, it was given preference that the Shahada, that this is the important matter out of this Surah Al-Fatiha, that the Basmala was something that is given this importance. Yeah, that when we say it, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Kullu amrin la yabda Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, fahuwa abtar." So he said that every action, any matter that doesn't begin with the Basmala, that doesn't begin with just saying Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, it is fahuwa abtar, like kahuwa al-abtar, inna shaniyaka huwa al-abtar, meaning like the verb comes from abtara, it means to amputate or is cut off. So any barakah or goodness in an action, if it's wanted, that one of the main things that it's advising you to do is to think about the Bismillah, the Basmala or the Tasmiyya, has many names. Now, just to give you some detail, and I won't go through detail like this on everything, but to give you a feel of it, just the B, just this harf, this B, it has so many meanings. And this is where you realize in Arabic, welcome to Quranic Arabic. in the sense that it has no comparison to anything else, anything in the Arabic form that you come across. You know, in Arabic we are taught, al-kalam, lafdhun, murakkabun, mufidun, qad wudi'. You know, this you probably study in Ajrumiyah. You're told that it's a sound, murakkabun, which precedes and follows another. That's how you form words. Mufidun, meaning that it has meanings that you understand. Qad wudi', that means that it's consciously said and it follows the rules of the Arabic grammar. You know, this is what we're taught. This is language. After that, you told fi'l, ism, wa harf. Well, brothers, after this point, there's a departure from anything else. The Quran takes a departure. After this, you define it. Yes, the Quran has verbs, it has nouns, and it has prepositions and suffixes. After that, there is no comparison to it. Now, the bi, even in this, has in total, I believe, 14 meanings. And just to give you a sense of that when we talk about the Basmala, just a taste, this is all I can provide, just a small taste of it. That when you say bi, you're saying, first of all, you're saying that, think about it, why don't we say billah, with Allah? So we say Bismillah, so we're saying that it's with the name of Allah. So this is, we're saying by the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the benefit we get out of saying Bismillah. Yet the ruling here is an-nakiratu al-mudafu tufidul umum. Basically, that the nakira, that ism isn't plural. Because why isn't it the names of Allah? Have anyone considered that Allah has many names? Are we only doing an action with Allah's one name? Does He not have many names? So this rule is that when there's a nakira, an indefinite noun, attached al-mudaf to a definite word, i.e. the definite pronoun, which is Allah, then it means all, it means a whole, it means all of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's names. So what does that mean? It means that B has many meanings. It means firstly the utilization, by the utilization of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name, in the sense that with the ability and the qudrah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me, I'm undertaking this action. That's the first thing. The second thing is that it is qasr. It is a way, it's not qasr, it's hasr. It's to do with fixing it to before the action. Because what's wrong with saying, ana aktubu, aw akulu, aqra'u, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I read in the name of Allah, correct? What's wrong with saying that? What's saying I eat in the name of Allah? It's to suggest that when you say when you say Bismillah, you're saying that, Ya Allah, the action I'm going to undertake in eating, in reading, in whatever action I'm going to do, Ya Allah, you are more close to me than the action I'm going to undertake. This is one of the meanings. Another one of the meanings is, just to be thorough, it says, it precedes the verb that you're about to do. The other one, it says, munasibun lil maqam, i.e. the fact that it's something that is to do with every single action. I know within Bengali culture we mainly say Bismillah before we eat, but actually Bismillah is attached to every single action. This is another thing that it indicates. Another thing that it indicates is muhasaba. Yeah, it's to bring company with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or that it's done, Ya Allah, when I undertake this action, don't let me do it on my own account, on my own accord, that I'm bringing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take count of what I'm doing. Another meaning is, one of the most important meanings in this, is the ba of isti'ana. Meaning when you say, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, you're seeking the isti'ana. You're saying, Ya Allah, I can't even write, I can't read, I can't do any action, I can't go to work, I can't do anything without the isti'ana, the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we take it for granted that when we arrive at the table and we have our food or we achieve something, we think, okay, that means this is my time to reap, this is my time to take. But we realize that actually, who gives us the ability to eat? Who gives us the ability to learn and memorize and not forget things? Who gives us the ability to write? So it has many other meanings, but these 5, inshallah, will suffice, inshallah. Now, moving on, when you talk about the ism, we know this is the Asma'ullah, these are the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, that the hadith is hadith Qudsi, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in hadith Qudsi, Inna rahmati sabaqat ghadabi. The fact that my rahmah has overtaken my anger. And this is where you say, even at the beginning, that you're saying Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. You're saying that you're taking it with the mercy, you're undertaking this action with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you're mentioning these specific names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy on you and the one who provides for you. But more will be, inshallah, entered into that discussion when we move to the ayah. Now, Fatiha.